Awesome. Hey guys, John Wood here. Super excited to be teaching the options masterclass today. Freaking awesome stuff. I am so excited about this. I just had a trade recently and there's so many option trades I've been doing lately, and it's so cool. This it's FLWS, and oh my god, just an awesome example of the power of options trading. The stock goes up and up, and then it goes down. It goes like $10. I buy the thing at $10. It goes to like $20. I sell the thing at $20. Then it goes to like $25, which is freaking crazy. Now here's the cool part, right? You look at the moving average. You've got like your 200 down here, your 100 here, and your 50 right here. This is like probably $13, and this is about $10. Okay. Now these are daily, weekly moving averages, pretty conservative. This is like all early on, and you guys have got your copy of 9 to Noon, which is awesome. So you guys have the tools. You got the knowledge in your hand. And the purpose of this class really is to elaborate on that in a very special opportunity to take advantage of options, which are freaking amazing. But again, if we look at just some of the earlier chapters in the technical analysis parts of the second part, looking really at moving averages and MACD chapter 31, that was kind of the basis of this trade. And I would highly recommend that you guys do finish the second part of this book before coming to this masterclass. This is going to allow you to get some of those fundamental concepts locked in before you actually go and start to apply because the application is awesome. I know a lot of you guys got the audiobook, which is sweet, so if you don't have it in the mail yet or whatever, just go through some of those second parts and look at some of the photos, and that should really help you a lot. So with this stock, things at $20, I buy a put at 22.5. Now, very basic stuff here. Calls and puts, okay? Easy stuff. There's a very basic chapter on options that is like chapter 21. But the point with it is calls, you think it's going to go up. Puts, you think it's going to go down. So calls, you buy a call. It gives you the ability to buy at a price, and then hopefully it goes above that price. Same thing with puts. It gives you the ability to sell at a price, and hopefully it goes below that price. You can sell below or sell above the market price or buy below the market price for calls and puts. And we'll talk a bunch more about this in a second. I just want to give you a quick teaser here. So here's the cool thing with this trade on flowers. These guys go from about 22.5, which is where I bought, down to here to 20. And when they're at 20, I'm like, awesome, this is it. This is the dream. I see it reversing, and I see the moving averages so low down here. And it's cool, right, because they're pushing up against the Bollinger Bands, and they're really high up there. And obviously the Bollinger Bands, I mean, they can't just keep going against them forever and ever. They broke out here, they broke out here. They just kept going. And that's when you know it eventually there's going to be a retrace. So what did I do? I looked at it and I said it's about a 4, 5, 6 month time period. And that's something we're going to look at a whole lot more in this course is this idea of time frames. Because you got to remember, with options, you're looking at a time frame, right? So it might be 6 months. It might be 1 year. It might be freaking 1 month. It might be 1 day. I've traded 1 day options before. You got to remember, these have application in swing trading, which is sort of like the medium-term investments, and then 9 to noon trading, which is that very active management style. But what we're going to really hone in on here and focus on is that application on swing trading, at least at the beginning, because that's really where options shine. Because with 9 to noon stocks, most of those stocks aren't going to have options tradable for them just because of their price range and just the kind of company that they are. And if they do have options tradable, they're generally pretty liquid. Don't worry about any of these terms if you don't understand it. We're going to go into all of this a whole bunch later. It's not a huge deal. So with this trade on flowers, okay, I put in a put option right here. And I say, look, I buy the put at 22.5, and I'll talk a little bit more about why I picked that specific strike price. That's called the strike price, right? So remember, we talked over here, calls and puts. Calls let you buy, puts let you sell. So your call is going to let you buy at a certain price level. Your put is going to let you sell at a certain price level. That price level, very basically, is called the strike price. So my strike price at 22.5, and we'll talk about why that was just later as we get into options pricing. But the cool thing is, this thing actually goes up and up. And in the course of a month, you're wrong initially. And a lot of times, and I mean, I'm wrong a lot of times initially on a trade at the beginning portion of it. A lot of times it takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of momentum. So it goes up here, and I'm a little bit break even. My break even point on this trade based on the options premium, right? What did I actually pay take advantage of this option. That break-even point is right here at about $19. So I know that my upside here is probably to about $13, $15. My downside is everything, right? So here's the really important part that you want to understand when you start to go into options is you risk everything. If this option gets to expiration was in like 6 months. If it gets to expiration in 6 months and the price is, this was a put, right? So let me sell up here. If the price is way, way, way up here at 30 bucks or something, and I have the ability to sell at $22, that's not worth anything. It's going to expire worthless. So I paid, what, 500 bucks for this position? So I would have a worthless, that would be just disappear. That money would just vanish. If I held it to expiration and it went all the way up here, it would be completely worthless. So that's sort of a concept we're going to talk a whole lot more about as we get more into this course, is this idea of this is a totally separate investing game. And I want to show you guys the exact methods, strategies, and secrets that I've seen literally 100 millionaires use to make the best possible investments in this space and absolutely freaking crush it. So is that awesome? Is that cool? Does that sound great? Hope you guys are pumped for this course because I cannot wait. So I'm going to finish up this trade and then I'm going to talk about the number one problem I see with so many options, courses, books, information out there, just a lot of crap. And I'll tell you what, guys, I've sifted through a lot of crap learning about stocks, investments, assets. I lost so much money because I had bad information. And so I want you guys to understand there are years of experience going behind everything I'm going to teach you in this masterclass. And the point of it is so that you don't have to make those mistakes and you can get the right information only, and apply the right information as fast as possible to start making money now. Sound cool? Sound awesome? All right, sweet. So let's break down this trade. It was actually really, really, really a fun trade. So it goes up here to 225, and look, you gotta keep your cool. You gotta be chill with it. You gotta remember, a lot of the time, you might mess up in the short term, you might mess up temporarily, but you got to let it work itself out, and that's exactly what I did here. So just relax, chill out, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about what to do when a trade goes south in one of the later modules. But the important thing to hear is just a quick case study, cool example that I thought was just super fun. This was a really fun trade. So it gets up here to 225, and then it bounces down, and then what happens? About a month after I enter the trade, this is about a month, what happens? Flowers reports earnings. This is huge. I've made so many options trades, specifically like when I talk about these one-day options trades or maybe one-week options trades, those options trades are based almost always on earnings reports. Earnings reports are absolutely amazing, and we're going to talk so much more about them and how you can use this very, very, very specific event combined with some really awesome option strategies to make a ton of bank when earnings season is around, because earnings season is the most fun time of the quarter, most amazing time of the year. It's just amazing. And if you guys, you've read 9 to noon or you're reading 9 to noon, you're going through it right now, once you start to trade stocks, once you start to invest, you're going to understand exactly what I mean by this, because earnings season just makes your whole portfolio just have a lot of fun one way or a lot of fun the other way. And learning to master that, getting the edge on your trading and making the most profit possible with the least downside is something that I'm completely addicted to and absolutely love. And I hope I can kind of transfer it to you and help you make a bunch of money by copying me, everyone out there that's absolutely crushing it. And that's the goal, is that you mimic those who are doing it and just do what they're doing, which is super, super cool. So Hours reports earnings, and here's the deal, guys. These guys, they're pretty seasonal, okay? Pretty much everything they do is based around like Mother's Day, Christmas, Father's Day, maybe, and then I guess like birthdays. But a vast majority of their business comes around in the earlier times of the month or the year, and that's especially around Mother's Day, because I mean, they own a bunch of subsidiaries, but their main business is selling, flowers, chocolates, candies, stuff like that, aimed towards romantic gifts for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, stuff like that. So their earnings report, this was Q3, right? Their earnings report for Q3 is pretty much always just garbage. I mean, to put it into perspective, I'm pretty sure they double or at least 1.5x their workforce during the holiday season because they need more people because they have more business, and then they just fire all of them from seasonal work. So that kind of shows that, fundamentally, and then this is another big concept, this idea that with some of these swing trades, these are swing trades on options. These swing trades, you need to understand fundamentals, and that's why you have the entire first part of 9 to noon, and you also have some more advanced video training and modules and lessons that will be around here, which is super, super cool. So with this trade specifically, it was awesome to see these. I mean, basically they did what they always do. It was Q3, they tanked and they just busted out. I mean, so they go down 10% in the first day. Now, I want you guys to understand that for a moment. 10%. Now you have a normal short position here. You make 10%. That's 10%. That's that. That's cool. That's it. What else are you gonna do? That's awesome. With an option, my position went up 44% in one day when it went down 10%. But I want you guys to notice and learn and adapt here, and this is the power of options, is that these assets are highly leveraged investment vehicles. And what that means is you can make a lot of money really quick, and you can lose all of it if you're not smart. And so what I want to show you in this course is how to make a lot of money and not lose it. So does that sound awesome? Does that sound cool? Now get this, the very next day, these guys go down another 10%. What's that mean? It means I made 80% in 2 days. That's what it means. Took my profits, I was happy with it. If they keep going down, I got out at about 15. If they go down to 13, they go down to 10. I will be happy to buy a call option and ride them on the way back up after they bounce off these moving averages and have a tremendous season coming up. But I just want to give you a perspective on the trade here. Remember, this stock went down maybe 20, 22%, but my profits on it in a very, very condensed period of time were 80%, 80+%. I mean, just absolutely killer trade. And that's just sort of the surface of what you can do with options. And I mean, you could have done way better than me and just shorted it or bought a put option right when it was earnings day, right? That's a very, very, very great strategy that we're going to talk about a whole lot more. But I just wanted to get this introduction in and show you guys the baseline power of this asset, this investment vehicle, and just the overarching image of options. It's something that you can really take advantage of once you get a handle on technical analysis, once you understand the fundamentals, and that's everything that's in 9 to Noon, and that's why I wrote this freaking book for you guys, which is super cool because now you have it and you can read it. What? That's awesome. So yeah, there you go. Now, before we end this lesson, there's one thing I want to go through, and it's something that really, really bothered me a lot when I was getting into investing, when I was getting into the markets, and specifically a long, long, long time ago when I was trying to learn about options before I really understood the fundamentals of asset management. And it's what most people teach when they teach options, and it's a serious problem. That's why I want to go over it really, really quickly before we transition over to that next module. Almost every single course I've ever seen on options, they all include the same information and start the same way. And it all comes down to the Greeks. Delta, gamma, theta. Look, guys, I've been trading options for a long time. I've done really, really well with options. I've done really, really well with stocks. I've done really, really well with cryptocurrencies. Getting more into bonds, they're super, super cool. Not necessarily my risk portfolio, my management right now. But I've done really, really well with ETFs. I've done well with a lot of assets, a lot of derivatives. Never have I used any of these ever because they are total crap. I think this is stuff that, like what I want to focus on here, guys, is that 20% that's going to give you the 80% results that you want, all right? I want to start making money with you. You got to start making profits, and then you'll learn as you go. You can learn that last 4%, that last 3%, that last 2%. It's going to give you just a little edge. Because, guys, this stuff, I've never used it, and I've been freaking crushing it with it. It doesn't matter. I don't want you to fall into the trap of trying to learn 100 million, 1,000 things all over the place. Because that's what so many people are selling. They take this very, very, very simple trading situation, and then they break it into like 10,000 bullet points of everything you need to do. Like, I'm going to show you. This was a very, very, very simple trade. What happened? It bounced off of a moving average. I bought it off of a moving average. And I sold it because it was going into the Bollinger Bands and it was freaking super high and it just doubled. Okay, doubled my money on that trade, and then I shorted it, saw the moving averages were down here. And you guys are going to learn so much more about these technical indicators throughout this whole 9 to Noon Secrets area. I mean, it's so powerful. But guys, I was not looking at the Greek letters of the alphabet or of trading or of options. Like, it doesn't matter. Once you guys get a fundamental grasp on technical analysis, those 2 words, they freaking changed my life, and they continue to change the lives of so many students. That's the background that you're going to want That's the basis of all the trades we're going to make. And I'm going to show you that. My goal is to convince you that you can trade options and crush it the moment that you master technical analysis. Understand the fundamentals of asset management, of stock trading, because these options, they are very, very, very powerful investment vehicles, but you need to understand how to trade and how to invest before you get into them. Because like I said earlier, high upside, leveraged upside, means you can lose everything if you mess it up. So what I want to do is make it so you don't mess it up. Does that sound cool? Sound awesome? Sweet. Thank you guys so much. Hope you've enjoyed this introduction. I can't wait to get into this course. It's so, so, so great. And I'm super pumped about it. So I will see you in the next module. Thank you so much. And hey, there should be like Facebook comments below some of these lessons. So hey, if you see up like super cool trading stuff, or you have an awesome insight, you're like, wow, this was awesome, dude, let me know. Let everybody else know and start talking with people, start connecting with people. As an advantage for, grabbing your copy at 9 to noon, you guys got access to a super awesome Facebook group. And this is really one of those places where you can start to network with people or grow with people. So like comment below, or just connect with some of the members of the community, because I want you guys to get the most out of your education here. And one of the best ways you can do that is connecting with other people that are in the same learning process that you're in, and just talking to them and saying, hey, what are the investments you're making? What are the platforms you're making? What do you think about some of these trades? As soon as you can do that, as soon as you can leverage other people, you're going to skyrocket your success. It's something I really, really, really wish I had when I was learning, because I was learning everything on my own, and that was a really tough place to be in. So what I'm trying to give you is every tool possible that you can need to succeed, so that you have massive levels of success and want to stay with me for the rest of your life. Now, I'm not saying it'll happen, but I think I can make it happen. So take notes, have fun, and apply the stuff we're learning here, and you're going to absolutely crush it. All right? Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next module. Have an awesome, awesome time. See you there. Thanks.